Hello everyone. Today we're gonna dive into Krita. Let's get started. On the window, there's currently no file. Let me create a new file. Let me see on the templates. Do I have something I can use here? Design template. The pen here. Let me just create a custom document. The goal of this session is to just explore what is possible through Krita without going through thorough training or expect knowledge, just going with the flow. Well, I want 1000 pixel and the height I want to be much larger, so I'll say 1.5. If we are working on something that is gonna be displayed on a specific output like a screen or print output, you may consider checking the dimensions. If you're working on A4, for example, you may consider looking into the A4 dimensions and looking at the color depending on your print output. For example, if you're gonna be printing flyers, or if it's gonna be a web graphic, all of that, but that needs theory. The goal of this session is to just go with the flow. So I'll start. First, let's see. Here's my canvas. Can I resize my canvas? Let's say I'm not happy with the 1000. How can I do that? Image, resize canvas. Let me make it 1.2. You can see here it's gonna add 100 pixel on the left and 100 pixel on the right. If I want it on one side, I can do this if I already have artwork on one of the side. Let me see what's happening here. Okay, if you want it on the right, remove left. If you want it on the right, if you want it on the right, okay, I don't know how this works, but I assume the area in red is what's gonna be kept. So you're moving it to the right or moving it to the left. You can also, currently we didn't adjust height, so there's no way to keep the area. But let's say you want it to the left, but you want some space. How do you do that? Well, let me see. Offset. You see, you can add some space there. It was 200, so reduce that space on the left. So you know, when it comes to X, start from 0 and up. Okay, that's it for resizing canvas. I can lock this and make sure that I'm no longer able to edit it if I'm happy. Here you can constrain if you want to, if you're working on ratio. Okay, that's it for my canvas. Now let's start from the left to the right. These are the tools. What does this one do? Looking at the options here, I see I have something here, but I fail an outline. Okay, and then I have text editor. How can I, what's happening here? I can select the font size. I can select the alignment. I can edit text, but I don't have text. Let me create one, and click save. Now I want to see if I can edit. I see this is a font type, but I don't see how I can modify it. But it looks like I can modify it from this flow, and then click save. And let me click my edit again. Okay, I think it's not live. It doesn't show you what is actually live. But that's it for the text. Let me go back to my editor. What is this tool called? Selection tools. Let me see what happens if I play with the color here. Okay, I can add outline for the text. Let me add the fill. Let me put it right. Is that correct? Doesn't look like correct. Okay, this was the fill color. Now let me, okay, now that looks correct. Yep. And if you want to increase thickness, you can play around here. And if you want to change the style of the line, you can play around this part. Let me fill in with gradient. I'm gonna pick blue, and then does it work? Okay, I don't know how. Let me see, type linear, and then okay, I don't know how this one works. It's probably something we can explore. But if it does work, maybe it doesn't work on text, because by look of things here, I have the right color, but it doesn't reflect. Maybe let me play around with these properties. Okay, then I have something here as well. What does this do? Okay, you can modify the X and Y. What is this? Okay, I don't know what that does. And then lastly, you can play around the opposite. Okay, these were the first tools. Now let me see what does this one. Does it work? Okay, it doesn't work on text. And then this one, and this is a vector layer. Let me see. Okay, interesting. I'm sure it could be useful for specific artworks. And then let me create a basic shape. I just want to set colors before I create the shape. Okay, data for that is a okay. Our shape, I'm gonna say Okay, I didn't select the right outline. It should be with outline. Let me try brush. Okay, I think this apply on the brush. So that covers the okay. Okay. I don't think you can put transparent color unless maybe you select something like that, and then I pick. Well, let me pick a color that will be prominent. I'm gonna pick green. So it must be green to white, and then let me color my tool here. What? Let me put dark gray. So yeah, my gradient is transparent. So you can play around that, and then let me create one more shape just to highlight some of the things you can do with this tool. I hold shift to select two shapes. Let me start with this shape and select the square. I want to cut the circle from this rectangle. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me try subtract. Let me do the opposite. Logical operators, subtract. This can help to create some shapes that are not actually easy to create using any of these tools. You can combine two shapes. What else can I do here? Transform. I can rotate horizontally. I can rotate vertically. I can mirror. Okay, it's the same as rotate. Yeah, without wasting time, let's go to the next tool. What does it do? It looks like it's creating an outline, but I cannot see it. Let me change the color to black, and yeah, I can edit here. Right now, skip the shape tool, because whatever each tool does, it's gonna create shapes. You select the color, you select the outline, and probably adjust some of the settings. Same here, you determine your outline, and yeah. Now I'm gonna try to select this circle. Let's say I want to fill in this circle on a different layer. So what I do, if I do that, let me make it transparent. Okay, I'm gonna fill it in this layer using the bucket tool. If I zoom out, the filling looks smooth, but to ensure that it's much smoother, I can select my let me hide this layer. I can select my shape again and adjust this to make sure it goes deeper, and I fill up my section. So this can help if you are working on filling in the your outline, because usually when you're creating artwork, you start with an outline and then you add your shape, your paint layer, and you add your shadows and highlight. Let's say you want to add your highlight. In this case, let me pick a brighter color. I know this is not situating that there's a light here that can make this a 3D. So how can I do that? Let me create my area that has a light, and I create another layer and I add my light. How can I add my light? I prefer a softer brush. I'll pick a brush, and that's okay. I'm on the airbrush. I select my airbrush. Okay, it's a bit large. I reduce it by holding shift and dragging the mouse. Okay, I think this should be fine. Okay, now I'm creating a 3D shape. Let me make a heart light, and let's say I want another light. Maybe let's say the light comes from this side. What I can do, I think this is a freehand selection. Okay, it's not freehand. Let me try freehand. And I want to add my light here. Let me deselect. I'm not a pro artist, but you get the idea now that there's some illusion that this is no longer flat by just looking at the glance. It look like if I had a reference, I'll probably outline areas that need light and add all level of light to create a 3D shape. And I think I want to highlight that while you're adding light, you can add light only using alpha select, which will protect. Let me see. Let me select my brush stroke. I want to see how I can protect. Okay, I'm gonna select alpha. Okay, let me try again. Okay, I cannot do this right now, but yeah, this is it for today. We'll cover the next